Let's firstly look at today's decision, and the judge really was quite scathing after this appeal was rejected.
Yes, I think this is a case that has gripped the nation for the last several years. And it is also a case that has really damaged the reputation of Malaysian institutions and government throughout the world. I think for many people, the 1MDB case and the trial of the Prime Minister has personally affected them, because as they move abroad and speak to people from outside other countries, this is the thing that people recognize Malaysia with now. And so it is a shame for the country, but I think the courts today somewhat vindicated, I think, the approach that was taken to bring the former Prime Minister to trial.
Yeah, yet he has yet another opportunity to appeal.
Yes, as part of the process, while he has lost the appeal at the Court of Appeal, he has a final round of appeal at the federal courts. From what I understand, speaking to people, it may take another 1 year or so. And I think Mr. Najib will try his best to do that. But looking at how the courts have, passed the judgment today, it looks to be an uphill task for him.
Yeah, just a, sort of another legal process, because he's out on bail while these appeals go on. Remarkably, he's also floating the idea of running for office again. How would that even be possible or even likely?
Well, it's no longer possible now. I think, Mr. Najib is still a sitting MP. And so he's still able to attend parliament and sit in his party meetings. But he can no longer stand for any public office, whether in his political party or in politics. So I think those days are over for at least the next several years. But so when he floated the idea about coming back to politics, I think there was a moment when he had some optimism that he perhaps could win the appeal.
Yeah. His party, UMNO, remains popular despite the scandal, as you point out, that has confronted Malaysians wherever they go and internationally.
Yes, I mean, the party has had a long-standing track record of, economic growth and development, and many people still, buy into the message of ethnic nationalism that the party stands for. And with the COVID pandemic and economic hardship, I think the party's vast network of grassroots volunteers and activists are still working the ground, because, as we speak about the court trial, there's also a great deal of speculation that at some point very soon, perhaps within a year or 18 months, the country will go into another general election.
There's going to be a test in some regional elections to sort of see where the popularity is falling. How is that likely to play out?
Well, this regional election is in the Borneo state of Sarawak. It's going to take place the weekend before Christmas. And I think by all accounts, I think the state ruling party, which is an offshoot of the Barisan Nasional or the ruling coalition's, Sarawak party, most likely they will do very well. No major surprises expected. So it means that despite the court cases, despite the issues that people are facing on a daily basis, the ruling party remains very strong.
And in your mind, as we mentioned at the start, there are still other cases that Najib Razak is facing. Do you think he will eventually go to jail?
I think it's a possibility now that he may see the inside of a jail. Perhaps within a several years time frame. The question is, how long he gets to stay there, and whether or not at some point he will get some kind of leniency. I think that's up in the air at this point in time. But looking at how strongly the judge, statements from the judges today, and how watertight the judgments were, it looks like it's a likelihood that I think he has to face in the near term.